Today, I'm challenging you to look at your patterns, your way of thinking, and who you surrounded yourself with.
Years from now, when you look back, make sure you remember one thing.
Listen to me very closely.
I'm willing to bet you will find a couple of habits, beliefs, thought patterns, and situations that are not aligned with the vision that you have for your life.
I've had my greatest ideas. I've had my greatest ideas in my darkest nights.
So what can I count on you to do? What can I count on you to achieve?
Being me is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not in my suits. You can get suits like me, but they won't make you stand like me.
I had my greatest ideas when I went through the most pain that I've ever gone through.
I fought my way up. I fought to get to work. I fought to get up on my feet.
My greatest moments didn't come from my greatest moments.
No problem is permanent. Or you start thinking the problem's pervasive because I haven't handled my finances, my whole world's over. Or because my relationship's bad, my whole world's over. Or all this is happening because there's something wrong with me. Your life is bigger than that.
My greatest moments came from my greatest defeat.
People need a new perspective, and you can't do it by just sitting and thinking. You gotta move your body, you gotta change your energy and your focus, because low level of energy, I don't think how smart you are, you're not gonna use all your ability. But if I get you into a higher state of being, mentally, emotionally, physically, then all of a sudden you start remembering who you are and you start coming up with answers that you never even thought were possible.
Because it was during my defeat that I had to find a way to get back up.
I fought to stand. I fought to carry on. I fought to love. I fought to live. I fought to get out the bed. I fought with my fears, my doubts, my anxieties, my insecurities. I fought with haters, liars, backbiters, and betrayers. I even had to fight with family. And many times I laid in the bed, I couldn't go to sleep because I was fighting with myself. I fought.
Life is war. It's a constant battle between those that want it and those that want it more. How bad do you want it?
What hurdle can I count on you to jump over? Listen, your future self is waiting for you to show up and max out every opportunity that comes your way.
We try so hard in our lives to fit in. We try to fit into certain groups, certain frats, certain sororities, among certain friends. Yet the people we idolize most are the ones that stand out. But when you're prepared, there is no fear. There is no fear of failure. Because even if you've walked out of something and you feel like you failed at it, your preparation is so strong that you're gonna take that failure and turn it into the outcome you desire. And most people stop at failure. Okay? We've all failed at things. I'm gonna continue to fail at stuff. It's the most powerful tool you can use. But it all depends on how you use it.
Because when you make it to the top, you're going to appreciate the fact that you didn't quit. You come too far to go back. Self-pity is not a strategy.
Nothing can be denied the one who won't be denied. So I ask you again, how bad do you want it? Every day you wake up, there's a battle going on over your future. What you do today will determine your tomorrow. And you gotta be hungry. Success is a marathon of consistency. Walked out one day at a time. It's a process. Stop scoreboard watching.
What you do at night matters. What you do in the morning matters. What you do when your friends are out drinking matters. What you do on Saturday matters. What you do on Sunday matters.
There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
Doesn't it really astonish you that you are this fantastically complex thing? And that you're doing all of this and you never had any education in how to do it? You never learned, but you're this miracle? It's one of the great wonders of life.
The success clock doesn't give a what day it is. It's gonna run no matter what. And you guys pretend like you can work 7, 8, 10 hours a day and then spend the rest of your time and off, and you think you're going to be somewhere, and you're not. And you're surrounded by people who enable this thought process. Your good friends, your family, people who have accepted mediocrity as a life. Oh, you don't need to work on weekends. Why do you work so hard at night? Why do you get up so early and do that? Why do you train so hard? Why are you reading all these books when we're out drinking beer?
You aren't here to simply survive or navigate foreign territory. No, you were made for this moment.
Most of us have been conditioned not to take a risk. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them it's really simple. One word, progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you're gonna feel alive. And if you keep growing, you're gonna have more to give.
And put your focus on the things it takes to actually put points on that scoreboard. Only associate with those who are sick of being average and who are hungry enough to do something about it.
No, you have to commit to doing something that will get you one step closer to where you desire to be. Nothing will change if you are not willing to change.
To be successful, success must be more important to you than the rejection you will experience on the way to achieving it.
Every time you remember your dream, you're removing some dirt. You're digging it back out. The true mark of a champion is even though some dirt gets thrown on your dream, instead of letting it get buried, you keep shaking it off. You keep moving forward. You keep looking for new opportunities. You wouldn't be having that opposition if you didn't have something great in you. If your dream wasn't alive and on track, right on schedule to come to pass, you wouldn't have so many things coming against you. That dream is still alive.
Success doesn't happen overnight. You have to plan for it. You have to work for it. You have to fight for it. You have to put in some sweat equity. You have to be willing to make some sacrifices. And you can't be distracted by your results or your lack of results. Of course you want success to happen quickly. We all do. But what most people don't realize is that true success requires intention and consistency.
You must know, you gotta know that you're gonna get there.
When you're obsessed, they're like, why are you gonna be so crazy? Why can't you be satisfied? Why do you always gotta get things so perfect? Why do you spend so much time here? When you're obsessed, people think you're nuts.
But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, work like hell. Crack the ground and keep moving. I want to see how far I can go. I want to see what I can accomplish.
Anybody ever tell you, hey, look, just be satisfied with what you got? No, don't believe them. Get them away from you. You should never be satisfied with what you got. You should double your business, triple it, because the attempt to get more makes you into something better.
Easy never pays well. So if you're thinking that it's just going to be a walk in the park, you're dead fucking wrong. You have to give it every fucking bit of effort and energy you have to pull it off. And you have to work harder than everyone else.
I want to see what I can do, what I can be, what I can have. I want to see. I don't want to see what I think I can do. I don't want to see what I think is possible. I want to see what my life would look like if I didn't count the cost and if I was willing to go further than anybody else was willing to do. That's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You always want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you?
Snap out of it! You got work to do! Sometimes you need to go find a mirror and tell yourself with tears in your eyes, I am the problem. Once we stop accusing everybody else for our inconsistency and our lack of execution, all of a sudden the world opens up. When you shift your thinking, only then what you see in your head, you will hold in your head.
Champions are only at peace when they're chasing greatness. Everything else to them makes them disgusted or super uncomfortable.
If you're willing to endure, to hang in just a little bit longer, give just a little bit more, if you're willing to put all of yourself into the task before you, you may just be amazed at what life gives back.
Success is engineered from the inside out. What do you have on the inside of you? How bad do you want it?
It doesn't matter how many statues, Oscars they give you, or Emmys, or how much money you have in the bank. We've all seen people have all those things, and I get the phone call because they're depressed, or somebody commits suicide in that area. So it's really an inner game, and I think that's what's missing for us today. Everybody's focusing on the outside world, and how there's a lot of things in the outside world you'll never be able to control. You can influence, but you can't control it. This, your mind, your emotions, your body, you have 100% control over what you do with these things, and that's where the game is won. You win the inner game, then you win the outer game. But a lot of people spent their life trying to win the outer game, they won, and they're miserable.
You know what separates the winners from the losers in this world? The difference is that winners are honest with themselves about the effort that they put in. They don't blame anything but themselves when they don't get the result they're after. Instead, they recognize their own lack of effort, they take responsibility for it, and they fix the fucking issue. Only you can hold yourself back from getting what you want. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your circumstances. You are in control. Every single day is a win or a loss. Did you do what you needed to do today? Because that's all that matters. There is no magic. There is no luck. It's one day at a time, one win at a time, until you make winning who the fuck you are.